Hello and welcome to a new video. As you can see, it's of a Blu-ray and it's of the DC animated movie Deathstroke Knights and Dragons, the movie. As you can see, I purchased this for £3.99, so it's a penny shy of £4, and it was normally going for £7.99. It's a penny shy of £8. Now you can get this from HMV in store, obviously while stocks last. They're doing a 50% discount on DC animated and live action movies and some animated series as well on DVD and on Blu-ray for 50% off. As of the 7th of May, this is still ongoing. You can get these in your local store while stocks last. Also, they do have these online while stocks last. Bearing in mind that if you're gonna buy some of these on Blu-ray and DVD, if it's under £20 in terms of the amount of stuff that you order, there will be a charge, and they charge you, for example, per item. So if you buy 4 or 5 items, for example, and it's under £20, they will charge you something like £2.99 per item, because I've tried doing that myself. So if you're not going to go to your local store, your best bet is to buy these in bulk if you haven't already got them, and make sure that it's over £20, because then it's free delivery. So, as people if you're a long-time subscriber, you will know that I've been trying to complete my collection on the DCU live-action movies, or the Snyderverse movies, as the universe as they call it. And thanks to the 50% discount, I have managed to complete that. Obviously, until when James Gunn's DCU universe comes out, I'll have to start all over again. And with the Marvel one, it's kind of ongoing with the MCU, with the different phases. So I've nearly got, I think it's 3 movies short on the MCU, or now it's going to be 4 or 5 now. But anyway, again, I'm really glad that I managed to get this at a really good price, because I thought it's pretty much half price. I've also been trying to complete the DC animated movie collection that's already been released over the years, because now that's going to be restarted, obviously, because of what's happening is that with James Gunn taking over DCU, with the animated movies and series, what he's intended to do is using the same voice actors for the animated series, for example, Creature Commandos, and using the same voice actors in the live action as well. So obviously everything's going to be wiped clean and started all over again. Now, I was aware that that there was a Deathstroke Knights and Dragons limited edition series out on something called the CW Seed, which we don't have over here in the UK, and this ran for 12 episodes. And the actors and actresses, that voice actresses that they had in that short series, they've used the same actors in the movie version of Deathstroke. Under the Snyderverse live action, there was going to be a Deathstroke movie, but obviously this all changed, which is a shame really, because it's quite an interesting character, and we've seen the character in the animated series Young Justice, and also in, I think, season 2 of Titans as well. And for those of you who are big time comic collectors of the Teen Titans, you will know of the character of Deathstroke, or Wade, or is it Slade Wilson, I think, as he's known as. And also, I don't know if most people know that the character of Deadpool is actually meant to be a spoof of Deathstroke. So Deathstroke is known as Slade Wilson, whereas Deathstroke, no, wait, sorry, Deadpool is known as Wade Wilson. So you kind of know the comparisons there, and their powers are kind of very similar as well. Now, the movie was released on August 4th, 2020, and has a running time of 87 minutes. It was under the production company of Berlanti Productions, and Blue Ribbon Content and DC Entertainment Warner Brothers Animation. Obviously, Greg Berlanti, obviously you will know, did the CW shows with The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow. And the voice and actors are Sasha Alexander and Michael Chekchalis, which I know I'm butchering his name. And again, I've not seen this movie. I remember seeing the trailer a couple of years ago, but I have not seen the actual movie itself, so I can't do an in-depth review. When I was on the quest to complete my DC animated movies, I almost forgot that Deathstroke was a part of that until I was going through to see what movies that animated movies that I still needed. And when this came up, and then the Catwoman Hunted, which I never knew actually even existed. So yeah, so again, as I've said before, really happy that I've got this in my collection, and the fact that I've got it for such a cheap price of $3.99, you can't go wrong. And when I initially bought my first batch of the DC animated movies from the HMV sale, I never actually got this, and luckily I was able to go back and then get it, and there was only one copy of it left, so I was really lucky. And the first HMV I tried never had it, and then the second one I went to actually did have it, which had the last copy. Now this is rated 15 as well, so especially considering how bloody the character is supposed to be, I'm expecting lots of blood and violence in the actual game, and probably gore. So again, and then especially the fact that to find these movies on a streaming service here in the UK is extremely difficult. Now on the Blu-ray, I'm not expecting there to be any artwork on the actual Blu-ray disc itself, because they kind of never do. And also, there's not going to be any digital copy of the actual movie itself. Again, I don't know if the Region 1 North American version of it does have it. There probably is a steelbook version of it as well, similar to the Catwoman Hunted, which there was a steelbook version of it, which was about $14.99, and it was half price at $7.99. So with a lot of the DC animated movies, there are Blu-ray steelbooks, which I would love to sit there and have, but they're a lot more expensive, which unfortunately. And it says here, Master Assassin Vengeful Father, because I remember his son Jericho, and mercenary and master assassin Slade Wilson leads two lives, one as a relentless killer known as Deathstroke, and the other as a dedicated family man. When these worlds collide, faced together by a vicious terror group known as Hive, which I do remember in Young Justice, and in the comics as well, it is the killer in Slade who must fight to save his loved ones, as well as what remains of himself. With his soul torn apart and his young son held captive, Deathstroke will have to atone for his sins of his past to fuel the battles of his future. And a special feature includes Deathstroke one-man death machine featurette. So that's all you kind of get by the looks of things. In the comics, his full title in the past used to be Deathstroke the Terminator, but they got rid of that, so that's all gone. So he's just known as Deathstroke now, not the Terminator. Main feature 1080p high definition, 16:9, 1:8, 5:1, DTS HD master audio, English 5.1, subtitles English SDH. Special features may not be in high definition, audio of subtitles may vary, and it's rated 15 and strong bloody violence. So yeah, I had a feeling that that was going to be the case. So we'll get my trusty Stanley knife to get this. And a similar thing with that I did unboxing of Catwoman Hunted on Blu-ray. At the time when I bought the first batch of DC animated movies on Blu-ray, I never picked up that either as a normal Blu-ray or as a steelbook, and I ended up ordering it like new from Music Magpie, which was about 50p more expensive than what HMV was selling it for, and there was a slight crack on the case, so they gave me like a refund in it. So it ended up being cheaper than what HMV was selling it for if I bought it brand new. So things work out in a way. And again, as I thought, you get the Blu-ray disc here with no artwork on it, which Warner Brothers are very guilty of. Similar with Disney and Marvel as well. They don't seem to put any artwork in there. We've got the pamphlet for Wonder Woman 1984, which I have got, and I have not seen it. And we've got the basic Justice League figures there, and we've got the advertisements for the 4K and Blu-ray of Wonder Woman and Man of Steel, and the showcase of the DC. You got the site, their Twitter site, I suppose, and you got the CW shows, a mixture of them there, and the Batman animated, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and CW shows, and Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, the movie that came out, and Aquaman as well. So that's all you get. And obviously the case is in tip-top conditions. Obviously it's brand new, so that's what you would expect it to be. One bit of plastic there. So there we have it. I might end when I get around to watching it, I might try and do a follow-up video in it in terms of a review of it. Maybe I might keep it short and sweet, but I am looking forward to watching it. As I said, with the sale that they got on HMV, which is currently still on the store and online, I'm one step closer into completing my DC animated movies. I think I've got about another 5 or 6 to go. With the Crisis in Infinite Earth, which is parts 1, 2, and 3, which is the harder one for me to kind of get. But luckily, I think you can get the Warner Brothers Region 1 Blu-ray, which is not region locked, so it's region 3. So, and again, I would have loved to been able to watch a lot of these movies in the past on some form of streaming service, but unfortunately over here in the UK, they're either not on there, or if they are on some, for example Amazon Prime, they either don't have all the movies on there, or they charge you to rent the movies out, which one of the movies was $7.99 to rent out, which would be the cost of actually buying it and keeping it. And for what people know, obviously with me, when it comes to physical media, I prefer just having a physical copy of it. So yeah, I'm really glad that I've actually got this, and I was lucky enough to go back and find the last copy of it, and I was very lucky to do so. So yes, this is the Deathstroke Knights and Dragons, the movie. Anyway, I hope people enjoyed this video. Please feel free to share your friends and family. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, I would highly appreciate that. That will allow people to find my YouTube channel and content. This is because the YouTube algorithms favor the bigger YouTubers, so their channels and content get advertised on YouTube recommendation page. And also being a small YouTuber, when we don't get a kind of a look in, so it's much harder because of the algorithms. So yeah, I hope that will allow me to find new subscribers. Speaking of subscribers, if you already haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing if you want to see stuff like this, whether it's Blu-ray unboxings, Blu-ray Steelbook unboxings, my Blu-ray and Blu-ray Steelbook collection, also my limited edition DVDs that I do have. Also, I recently did something VHS related, which was of the movie Back to the Future, which I told you the history of my members of that movie, the little bit history of the VHS. I also will be following up with Back to the Future Part 2 on VHS and concluding that with Back to the Part 3 on VHS, telling you my memories of those particular movies. And a special thanks to a friend of mine who donated me the Back to the trilogy on VHS. If I can find my VHS player, I may even showcase that at some point. Bit of a hefty and heavy machine. Those machines were back in the day. Obviously, this was before DVD and now the 4K players, and obviously now streaming services. Also, comic books. I've been loving the Absolute comic book series that they've been doing via DC Comics, especially Superman, Batman, and now The Flash. Hopefully, we see more characters in part of the Absolute series. Also, my comic book collection, which I've been collecting over the last few decades. Comic book graphic novels, comic book figures and statues. Some of which I've got. The January sale just gone, Christmas just gone, previous Christmases and previous January sales, and also of course previous birthdays as well. Check out my Superboy Prime unboxing video, which is from McFarlane Toys. It's an absolutely fantastic figure, not only in terms of the paintwork, the actual attention to detail, but also the articulation and the posability of the figure as well. If you're a Superboy fan and a Superman fan and a DC or even a comic book fan, highly recommend checking out the video and even buying it. I was on the fence myself at the time in terms of wanting to buy it until I saw other YouTubers doing their unboxing videos, and I'm glad I checked out those videos, because then that definitely made me want to go out and purchase it, and I'm glad I did. And that's why I do videos like this, because it might help make up somebody's mind on a particular product, whether it's a figure, a video game, beauty product, or anything like that I do on my YouTube channel. Hopefully my channel does help you make up your mind on whether or not you want to purchase the item or not. A friend of mine did give me his statues and figures, which some of them you've seen me do like a few years ago, and I do actually still have a few more to showcase. Some of them actually really big as well and quite heavy. So again, I think you're absolutely gonna love those when I start showcasing those. So you'll be seeing a lot more of those. Also, I'll do video game unboxings, video game playthroughs, food and drink reviews, clothing pickups, beauty products, whether or not it's facial products, whether it's facial washes, body washes, shower gels, bath salts, aftershave, etc., etc. Anything I get my hands on at a reasonable price, of course. You'll be seeing videos of that. And what I tend to do is follow up videos over the up and coming weeks after I've used these products as YouTube shorts to recommend whether or not I feel the product does what it says on the tin and whether or not it's money for value. So keep an eye out for that. Also, accessories, whether it's for gaming, mobile phones, laptops, anything like that, gadgets, film memorabilia stuff, which I've got some few Back to Future stuff coming up, which I think you're absolutely gonna love. I might do some retro gaming stuff that of some of the retro gaming consoles and games that I've owned or still own over the years. So I might think about doing stuff like that. Movie and TV show reviews and recommendations. You've already seen me do the 1982 movie Tron, a beautiful steelbook and a fantastic movie. So check out that movie, that YouTube short. Also, I did the Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan short review as well, which the Blu-ray steelbook, the 5th anniversary steelbook, absolutely fantastic steelbook, an absolutely fantastic classic movie and a classic Star Trek movie. You get two versions of the movie of it, where you get the theatrical cut and the director's cut, and it looks absolutely fantastic on Blu-ray. Again, available on 4K as well. So there's been many more reviews on my channel of classic movies and new movies and old movies as well. So what else I do? Also DIY products as well, electrical products where I've done a microwave unboxing, a couple of Vax products, whether they've been carpet washes and vacuum cleaners. Again, I will be doing follow-up videos on those to the reviews, which one of them I haven't done in years, which I know I need to catch up on. Also, I'm trying to think what else I do. There's art books as well. I've done one on the movie Gemini Man. Again, I know people didn't like me, but I absolutely loved it. That's a fantastic art book which I got from Forbidden Planet. Also, Black Panther Wakanda. Again, fantastic art book, which you can check out those videos on my channel. And the last one I did was the art and making of Pacific Rim Uprising. Again, another fantastic art book. Considering that these art books were between £30 to £35, and I got it for £2.99, brand new, still in a cellophane from Forbidden Planet. So if you're ever in the Holborn, Central London area, check out Forbidden Planet, because they do some good deals in there when it comes to figures, especially some of them are half price. Considering the figures in there and in general have gone up gone up by a lot these days, and they do some clear out sales on art books and also on figures and other things as well. So give it a look if you're ever in the area. Also, I do a monthly vlog which tells you what I'm up to for that particular month and what I'm going to be up to for the next month. So please check I do those videos. Also rant videos when they're deemed necessary. Also YouTube shorts as well. Hopefully we've pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch 2, which I did over a month ago. So it's just over a month until the Switch 2 comes out. I got the Mario Kart World bundle. Obviously it's going to be a digital, not the physical copy of it, unfortunately, mainly because it's much cheaper to get the console and the game all in one. Ideally what I would have done was buy without no game in it and then buy the game separately, but then it adds up to a lot more money, more than basically if I bought the bare bones console and then bought Mario Kart World separately, it would have been an extra 50. It would have been £50 buying them separately, but it's just cheaper to buy it all in one, which is unfortunate because as I said before, I prefer physical, but that's the way life goes, as Janet Jackson once said in a song. So yeah, we're going to be doing an unboxing video of that. It may not be on day of release, it depends on how quickly Amazon or whoever, I don't remember if it's Amazon or can't remember who it is that I'm with, has got it. So it depends on how quickly it comes. So it may not be on day of release, and obviously there's bigger YouTubers who'll be getting the views, and obviously be doing it before me, so I can't guarantee it will be on day of release, but I will be doing a unboxing of the Switch 2, touch wood, and we will be doing a series of comparison videos comparing it to the Switch 1 in terms of the Joy-Cons size, the dock, and the obviously how the height and how big the accessories are, and obviously the weight of it as well. So we'll be doing a series of comparison videos. So hopefully we should by this time next month we should have the Switch 2. So I'm really looking forward to that console and trying it out. So, and that will be my late birthday present, because it was my birthday a few days ago as of when I recorded this on the 7th of May. So it'll be a bit of a late birthday present for me. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Switch 2, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that it does, nothing silly happens in between now and early June. Anyway, Christmas 2023, we hit 500 subs. Early 2024, we hit 600 subs, and as of the 7th of May, we're halfway now. We're just about halfway to 900 YouTube subscribers. So again, a big thank you to all the subscribers, whether or not you're a long-term subscriber or you've recently subscribed. Big thank you to all of you. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. And if there's any questions that you want to ask about a particular product, then please feel free to ask me, and I'll do the best I can in trying to answer about that particular product. Again, thank you to all of you. Without you guys, with the views and the subscribership, my channel wouldn't be where it is today. So a big thank you to every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, hopefully we can get to 900 YouTube subs and the big 1,000. I haven't decided what we'll do if we hopefully get to the big 1,000 mark, but we've got plenty of time to think of something to do with the 1,000 YouTube subs. Also, I live stream on Twitch. To find me on there, it's the same name. My YouTube name is add the number 76. So please give me a follow on there. If you can't find me on there, I will leave the link in the description box so you can look for me on there. I don't have a set schedule when I live stream. This mainly to do with my ongoing personal life, which is busy and hectic, and also health issues as well. So it's a day-by-day basis on when I can and can't live stream. So again, please give me a follow on there. If there's no copyright music in there on the games I'm playing, I tend to try and export those videos to YouTube, so they're on there, because obviously you can't keep them permanently on Twitch now due to their new rules. They keep changing and bending every few months. And speaking of YouTube, I also live stream on there on this on a rare occasion. It will mainly be casual gaming, so it'll be beat 'em up, shoot 'em up, platform games, things like that, and sports games. So even if you do miss the live streams on YouTube, the videos will be kept up. I did do a couple of birthday streams in there, so those are still up and will be kept up on there. So hopefully I'm going to try and do a few more. I can't guarantee that, but I will try to do a few more there. So hit the notification bell in the off chance that I do live stream. Again, if you can't make it, which would be nice to have some live viewership, the videos will be kept up indefinitely. Anyway, just leave me to say, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I will speak to you again in the next video. Bye for now.